Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Jim and this is my second review on this channel of another Switch title. Today we're going to be covering the port of Bioshock 1 found in the Bioshock collection on the Switch. I thought instead of just reviewing the collection as a whole, I would review each individual title because that would give you a better option of maybe just buying the games individually, digitally. I'm very excited about this. Bioshock is one of my favorite series of all time, and the fact that it is now out on the Switch is just kind of incredible. We're going to dive into how it looks, how it feels in that. But if you told me when I bought a Switch at launch that I'd get to play Bioshock on it, I wouldn't have believed you. And here we are. It's a great time. A lot of third-party games are coming to the Switch, and we're seeing a lot of them handled great and some not so great. So buckle in. Let's just dive in under the sea. The first thing you'll notice when starting up Bioshock on the Nintendo Switch is you are going to be met with the same beautiful looking game that you've come to know and love. This return to Rapture is honestly way more visually pleasing than I had expected on the Switch. I wasn't really sure what we would see when first firing this game up, but the second I turned it on and all those feelings and emotions that have been captured from this series just came rushing back. The water looks beautiful, the whole opening scene overall. And you might argue that yes, even though Bioshock and even the remaster of the first game are several years old, to still come back and have this kind of beautiful looking game on the Switch is pretty amazing. It's not something we thought we'd ever expect to be a part of. When the Switch is referred to, not a lot of people see games like this. The ominous feeling as you descend into the madness that is Rapture is still present in this port. Beautifully, stunningly ported. It just looks great. There's really, you can't argue that after all these years to see Bioshock on the Switch that you aren't happy. Long gone is the image that Nintendo is just a family-friendly company while allowing the Switch to house such incredible ports of gory games. The intro to Bioshock is one of the most iconic, and it doesn't lose that feeling when you play it on your Nintendo Switch. The next part we're going to talk about is how does the game feel? At its core, Bioshock has a lot of combat mechanics. Switching between plasmids and your weapons is vital when taking on splicers around the world. And honestly, it feels no different than playing it on any other console. I've played through Bioshock on the PC, and for me, again, shooters on PC, keyboard and mouse feel great. But unfortunately, when playing this on the PC, I always run into certain issues. So far this port, I don't feel any issues from it. It feels great. It looks great. The score, the dialogue, Bioshock just always has this charm and this horror element to it that really shines. It was really a different kind of game when it first came out. So to experience Bioshock again on the Switch has been just wonderful. Combat feels pretty smooth. I don't have any real arguments about it. The interesting thing about the gun mechanic, and again, I'm starting to see this as I play more and more shooters on the Switch, kind of boils down to the fact that there is a auto-aim mechanic. And honestly, that's quite alright by me. I'm not bothered by that at all. I think it's something that helps when playing a console port of a shooter. It's not needed in this game, I found. I rarely found myself actually zooming in. But it is helpful. So it's cool that they added that. Gunplay feels good, it feels smooth as it always has. Bioshock, I feel at least, doesn't feel too clunky anymore. It just works overall. Combat is smooth. It's the same as it always was. If you played Bioshock before, then you know what Bioshock combat feels like. And it should be no different for you to play this on the Switch. It runs smoothly. I love every second of this game on this board. So we understand so far that Bioshock's combat works good. It still feels great. There isn't a lot different from playing it on any other version. Frame rate doesn't seem to be an issue. I never noticed the frames dropping while playing the game. There aren't any weird loading scenarios like there were with the Outer Worlds for me. It's great to just see this game finally make its way onto a Nintendo console. I think if you're a longtime fan of Bioshock, that you will have just as much fun enjoying this. The fact that you can take this game portable anywhere with you is just, it's wonderful. It's wonderful that they managed to do that. So, the game, it looks good, the visuals are great, the music is great, the dialogue is great. Great is our descriptive word of the day. The combat works really well in Bioshock. I've never felt like it didn't. So let's do our recap. We've seen how the game looks and runs. Visually, everything seems to be there. The same aesthetic that has always been with Bioshock as a series throughout the several platforms it's been on is still there. I still can't believe that we finally have this on the Switch. It's such an incredible feeling as a Nintendo fan. Bioshock it's timeless now. It is a classic and an important in the horror genre. And even though that meta kind of changes throughout the series, you can still fire this game up and experience that. As you descend into Rapture, there's just something about that pivotal moment that sets the tone for the entire game. With a great story and everything. So, what's our verdict? Should you get this on your Nintendo Switch? Absolutely. You should get this port. If you're a fan of Bioshock, you should get this port. You should buy Bioshock 1. We're going to cover the whole trilogy, and I will recommend if you should get the trilogy or not. But as it stands right now, yes, you should purchase Bioshock 1 if you're a fan of the series. If you've never played Bioshock before, and you have a Nintendo Switch, sure. Are there multiple platforms you can buy this game on? Yes, but if you're a Switch gamer, if that is your main source of video games today, you should absolutely experience Bioshock in its entirety. It's a wonderful series, and I'm so glad that many that have never experienced it before finally get to. So, my verdict is buy Bioshock on the Nintendo Switch. You will not regret this purchase. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you guys are liking the reviews. Let me know in the comments section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.